going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Poems and Stones. This week we are working on subsoiling. We're using 2 tractors, 2 different implements to try and bust up the soil. So first step is we're going to pull it through with the 40-20, the chisel plow. We're going to get the soil loosened up, maybe pop a couple rocks up, and then we're going to switch over afterward to our K7220 with our 3-shank ripper for cherries. We put 3 shanks down. And then in the apples, where we're going to start off, we're only doing 1 shank because of the strip, the width of the strip. We don't need to do 3 in the apples, only 1 in the apples. Talking about subsoiling, our goal is to really get below the surface and try and bust up and free up the dirt as much as we can so that we have nice flowing dirt, easy to plant in, and nice to help the roots establish themselves on the smaller trees once they get put in the ground. So every time one of these breaks, we got to tighten up put a new nut in, tighten it up a little bit. Because whenever I catch a big rock with this, it wants to pull it backward and it breaks these front nuts. If you're somebody that's watching that's done a lot of field work, I want to know what the craziest thing is that you've pulled up out of the field with a plow, disc, cultivator, any kind of field work. I want to know what the wildest thing is that you've seen come out of the ground. So what we have here is our John Deere 4050 hooked up to our really old chisel plow. The chisel plow is a 6-shank chisel plow, but we got one missing. We knew that before we started. The newest things on this are the tires. This once a row down the strips. This job, chisel plowing, is actually pretty simple. The hardest part is to really try and keep the tractor as straight as possible. We marked these rows out before with the GPS tractor, so we know that they are dead straight. Now the hardest part is to just follow the tracks with the tractor. So we'll take a quick look here at our John Deere ripper. Like I said, 3 shanks, 1 dos tres, a little Spanish for you. We put this, drop it down into the ground, and we pull it at about 1.5 miles to 1.2 miles an hour, and hope we don't break any bolts. That's how it's designed. We're starting over there, working our way all the way across the field. So unfortunately, I keep busting the bolts that we use to keep those shanks down. So I had to call in some backup to bring out some more bolts, maybe switch up the type of bolt we're using in order to try and get something that has a little more strength, so that when I hit a rock or a hard pin in the soil, that we're not breaking these bolts all the time. So when I said I was calling in backup, I got Bruce the mechanic out here.
Just the mechanic, right?
So Bruce came and he did drop us off some more bolts, and we've upgraded. If you see the gold ones, we've upgraded from grade 5 to grade 8 bolts, and we'll see if those can make a difference here when we jump back in the field. So of course, just when I thought that the day was going smooth, that we were going to cover some ground, we're back here at the shop I hit a rock and broke the crap out of one of these metal plates here. So now we're gonna have to take this shank off because this piece here is broken. And try and find a way to replace that. So we gotta drop, like I said, we gotta drop that shank and maybe use one of these other pieces here and slap it in to replace this one. So I think now for about the second week in a row, I've broken something on a Friday afternoon to really round out a solid week of work. So some might say that that's by design. So with all that being said, I do have to say that I've had some great conversations with some folks from Hudson John Deere and the guys at Keystone Cooperative. We've had some great conversations with some cool stuff coming down the pipeline for you guys. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. YouTube wants you to watch this video next. So with that being said, we'll see you guys next week, or we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.